Let's welcome in now hosts of the Eric Metaxas radio show. Eric Metaxas, great to see you, Eric.
Good to be with you.
You know, we could talk about the poll numbers. We could talk about President Biden not knowing where he was 2 weeks ago or not acknowledging his 7th grandchild. But I bet you the only thing that they care about in the political office of the White House and on his re-election campaign are those poll numbers.
Listen, it's all a joke. We're pretty sure the election was stolen. Whether he was elected by the American people, which doesn't seem possible, or wasn't, he is without any question the most anti-American, destructive president we've had in the history of the Republic. They should call him the Manchurian candidate. He seems to have sold his soul to China. The corruption is bottomless. It is treasonous. What he has done to this country, anybody paying any attention understands that if you worked overtime, if you were hyper competent, not bumbling, and worked overtime to destroy America in 2.5 years, he has done it. He has given over the reins of power to people whose names we don't know, which is itself unconstitutional. And by every metric, he has brought this country lower and destroyed lives on a level that even if you worked hard at it, it'd be hard to imagine being this successful at destroying the nation that we had just a few years ago.
Well, and it seems also, Eric, that the media in America is not pushing back on anything. We saw him with that cheat sheet that broke this week. So if there is this deep level of corruption that, you know, Congressman Comer and others are looking to uncover, we have time that we could actually, if people were asking the right questions, follow the money.
Well, many people know I wrote a book about Germany in the 30s and about Dietrich Bonhoeffer, and my new book, Letter to the American Church, refers to the parallels between what happened. People say, how did that happen? That a civilized, cultured Christian nation like Germany was taken over by criminals and maniacs. How did it happen? It happened precisely as it is happening now in the United States. If you're willing to look the other way, if you're willing not to report the facts, if you're willing to go along with the narrative to save your job or to save whatever bona fides you have in social media, if you're just willing to go along with it, the media have sold their souls for this narrative. They don't care about the corruption. They don't care about working class Americans. They look the other way. It is utterly scandalous. And I think more and more Americans every single day are waking up to the fact that we've allowed this nightmare to happen. If we do not step up, if we do not turn to media outlets like, for example, Newsmax, to give us the unvarnished truth, we're dead. If we keep going along with the mainstream media narrative, if we don't fight, we deserve what we get. And we're getting a taste of what we're going to get. It's only going to get worse unless Americans wake up.
Yeah, Eric, we'll talk more about that media shakeup in a little bit and what Fox News is doing with Tucker Carlson. But I also wanted to ask you about Donald Trump's rally in New Hampshire yesterday. He took a few shots at Joe Biden. Take a listen.
This is going to be a major announcement. Are you ready? Is everybody ready? I will be retiring the name Crooked from Hillary Clinton and her moniker. And I'm going to give her a new name. I don't know, like maybe Lovely Hillary or Beautiful Hillary. But I'm going to retire the name Crooked so that we can use the name for Joe Biden, because he'll be known from now on as Crooked Joe Biden.
I don't want to put too much stock in nicknames, but I think what we can read from this, Eric, is that President Trump is going to take a different approach perhaps now and maybe be a little more surgical going after the Biden family and these allegations that they're involved in this foreign influence peddling scheme to enrich the Biden family.
Look, there is no word you can use to do it justice. Crooked is almost like a nice old-fashioned word. He's crooked. Corruption is almost too nice of a word. It is treasonous. He has sold his power. He has sold his influence over to effectively to the globalists, to the Chinese communists, and to those who are working with them behind the scenes in this White House, not run by the man who claims to be president. And this is as scandalous as it gets. It's an existential threat for the United States of America. And if we do not throw him and these corrupt, pro-globalist anti-Americans out of power, we will lose everything that patriots have died for through the centuries and the decades in the United States of America. This man is fathomlessly corrupt. I don't think people understand how dark it is, how evil it is when a man with this kind of power uses that power for himself and for those around him, and not only not for the American people, but to work against the interests of we the people. That is the end of America as we know it. And I'm not speaking hyperbolically. I really wish I were, but these are facts.
And American sentiment, I think, would agree with you. As you say, people are waking up. Eric, what a week it's been. You know, it started on Monday. Tucker's booted from Fox. He posted a 2-minute video, 8 p.m. Wednesday, breaking his silence. More than 60 million views in just 24 hours. Now, it's not apples to apples, but, you know, those numbers actually dwarf the ratings for Tucker's replacement that night on Fox. Meanwhile, Newsmax, our total audience, has increased by over 187%. Do you think Fox underestimated the backlash? They don't seem interested in keeping Tucker's audience around. There's word they may even try to fight him and keep him off the air through this election cycle.
Listen, Fox News is corrupt. Fox News has become part of the problem that the American people need to fight against. Newsmax needs to be the solution. People are hungry for truth. If you're not talking about J6, if you're not talking about open borders with fentanyl pouring in, with Chinese spies pouring in, if you're not talking about transgender madness, you guys just referred to Dylan Mulvaney as she. It's a man. It is a man dressed as a girlish woman. Most Americans want to know, why aren't people talking about this? If you aren't talking about it, which Fox News certainly is not, by silencing one of the bravest voices in America in Tucker Carlson, people will turn away. In fact, people should boycott Fox News because what they did was a despicable, cynical act. They deserve to suffer the way Disney deserves to suffer for what they have done. Never spend a dime with Disney, never spend a dime with Anheuser-Busch. These people are at war with the American people, and we, the people, need to get really serious about countering that. So I will never watch Fox News again because what they've done is unconscionable, and most Americans get that.
Eric, we appreciate your time. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.